Good evening and welcome to BATV News. I'm Kenil Gale. We begin with reactions to Scotiabank's exit from 9 Caribbean countries. The government in Antigua and Barbuda and Guyana have expressed concerns about Scotiabank's decision to sell its operations in their respective countries. Antigua and Barbuda's Prime Minister Gaston Brown says the bank's decision goes against the country's laws. He says the deal cannot proceed until an application is made to the government and approval given. According to the Antigua and Barbuda Observer newspaper, Prime Minister Brown wrote a letter to the General Manager of Scotiabank Antigua and Barbuda seeking assurances that local banks will be given priority to purchase the operations in Antigua and that local persons' investments and savings will be protected. He argued that it is illegal for Scotiabank to decide to sell its operations in Antigua and Barbuda without any form of consultation with the regulators or the agreement of the finance minister. Meanwhile, in Guyana, the government says the sale raises a number of issues. The Ministry of Finance, in a statement, pointed out that the Financial Institutions Act has clear stipulations regarding acquisitions of control and requires approval of the Bank of Guyana following the submission of an application and the due diligence being conducted. The ministry also had concerns about the large share that Trinidad's Republic Financial Holdings would now have in the country's banking sector. Meanwhile, President and CEO of Scotia Group Jamaica, David Noel, has responded to criticism surrounding Scotiabank's regional pullout. Mr. Noel says when all the transactions are completed, the Scotia Group will still have the majority shares of customers in the Caribbean. Here's more.
It started in September when Scotia Jamaica announced that it will be moving some of its operations in Jamaica to the central hub in the Dominican Republic. The move was expected to leave some 100 Jamaican employees without a job. And then yesterday, the group made 2 more announcements. It will be selling its operations in 9 Caribbean countries to the Trinidad-based Republic Financial Holdings Limited. These are banks in Guyana, St. Martin, Anguilla, Antigua and Barbuda, Dominica, Grenada, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And it will also be selling its life insurance operations in Trinidad and Tobago to Sagicor. This left unions across the region enraged at what they say is Scotia's lack of consultation with them before making these decisions. But President and CEO of Scotia Group Jamaica, David Noel, is seeking to assure them that in the end it will work out for everyone.
At the end of these transactions, Scotiabank across the Caribbean will still serve 92% of the public in the Caribbean. We still have 7,700 employees serving over 1.5 million customers.
He says unions should bear in mind that the Scotia Group is a regional organization and it has a duty to its customers and stakeholders to operate in the most efficient way.
That as a regional organization, we owe it to our customers, our employees, and our stakeholders to ensure that we're finding the most efficient way to serve our customers. And that sometimes means leveraging centers or locations where we have scale and we have the appropriate skills to serve multiple markets. Jamaica is one of the countries that benefits most from those sorts of arrangements. Our contact center, which has been in Jamaica for many years and continues to grow, now serves all of the Caribbean. We closed a number of contact centers in a number of different islands, including Trinidad, and those jobs came here to Jamaica.
He says it's normal for jobs to be transferred in a global economy and points out that the Jamaican economy benefits greatly from this.
But I think we have to be careful about saying, moving jobs across border is a bad thing, because I think Jamaica also has the potential that if we are saying we don't want jobs to go anywhere, if other countries were saying we don't want our jobs to go to Jamaica, there could be a negative impact there. And I believe in this global economy, we need to be able to operate across borders. We have to be fair to employees, we have to be transparent, but we need to be able to operate in a way so that we can continue to build businesses to serve the region and to serve the people of Jamaica.
And as it relates to the group's decision to sell its life insurance operations in Jamaica and Trinidad and Tobago to Sagicor.
So we should have market-leading products at very, very competitive pricing. One of our strengths is that it's our ability of distribution, or for lack of a better word, we have a model that we've been around for a long time. We have a very broad branch network and a distribution channel. We'll be able to leverage that to provide access to our customers to these Sagicor products and solutions. I'm hoping that over time it will provide excellent value to our customers at fair and reasonable prices.
The Scotia Group CEO says the decision to sell its operations in the 9 Caribbean territories was because of the increasing and intense regulatory requirements.
There's some markets where, again, there's increasing regulatory requirements, the need to invest in technology and other solutions to be able to meet those intense regulatory requirements. And so a decision was taken to sell those operations to Republic Bank in Alto Trinidad, which has an experience in those markets.
He's maintaining that the bank is committed to remaining transparent with unions while being fair to its employees.
We're committed to making sure that when there is change, we're transparent, we have open discussions with our union, we treat our employees fairly, and to the extent that we may not be able to find jobs for each and every employee, we provide retraining where appropriate, or we provide appropriate packages.
For BATV News, I'm Nordia Francis Williams.
Regus, one of the largest provider of serviced offices in the world, opened its first office in Jamaica yesterday. The space will provide businesses with the ability to set up offices without worrying about construction costs. Here's more.
It's valued at some £2.1 billion and provides the largest network of serviced office space globally, with some 3,300 spaces worldwide in 1,000 cities across 110 countries. The office is located in the Panjam building in New Kingston, which opened on Tuesday as the company's third setup in the Caribbean, having established themselves in Barbados and Trinidad and Tobago. Managing Director of the Regus franchise in the Caribbean, Mark Linehan, says the New Kingston location offers a wide range of office solutions.
This centre comprises of 48 offices of varying sizes, 3 meeting rooms including a boardroom, and this business lounge that we're all in here. You can rent office space for a day, a week, a month, or for as long as you need. We offer virtual offices, provides a prestigious address with telephone answering and mail management, ideal for those working from home or those who are continuously travelling. We also have our co-working product, where you can take a desk by the month in our collaborative co-working space. And of course, a business centre wouldn't be a business centre without meeting rooms, professional rooms to meet clients, business partners or staff, available to both clients and non-clients alike. And we have our Business World membership. Monthly subscription will get you access to this business lounge and to all Regus' 3,300 business lounges across the world.
He adds that the prices are all-inclusive, removing many of the concerns of purchasing amenities that businesses face.
We have kept our pricing simple and easy to understand. It's all-inclusive. It covers things that you would expect like rent, but it also covers things you would normally pay separately for, such as furnishings, utilities, phones and phone lines, internet and Wi-Fi, kitchen amenities, cleaning and security.
In the meantime, Minister of State in the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service, Favour Williams, says Regus' presence in Jamaica is a unique but very relevant concept and is indicative of the type of investment the government wishes to attract.
You've taken an original approach in the provision of space for individuals or businesses that allows them to avoid the cost of setting up as well as a capital outlay for infrastructure. Your spaces come fully equipped and fully outfitted and are geared towards the mobile business person or outfit, enabling them to rent space for as little as an hour or up to several years. It is a concept that fits in with today's fast-paced, highly mobile business world, but even more so, it is a concept that will allow us to capitalize on the kinds of investments we hope to attract.
For BATV News, I'm Jason Muyong.
And when we come back, Prime Minister Andrew Holness says the region feels neglected by the Trump White House. This and more after the break. Welcome back. Prime Minister Andrew Holness is calling for more support from the United States to help improve regional economies. Mr. Holness, who was speaking at a reception in his honor in Washington, D.C. last evening, said the Caribbean feels left out as major announcements surrounding trade and immigration are made by the Donald Trump administration. Jamila Maitland tells us more.
Prime Minister Holness, who is also the current CARICOM chairman, argued that Caribbean countries feel abandoned by the Donald Trump administration.
The region feels ignored, neglected. Someone in the U.S. administration once said that the Caribbean is the third border of the U.S. That border needs protection. It needs attention. It needs focus.
He explained that many countries within the region are positioning themselves for growth by embarking on serious economic reform while repaying debt incurred by successive governments.
We had to reserve 7% of our primary surplus every year to pay that debt down. That meant we had to sacrifice for the schools and the hospitals and the roads in order to do that. So effectively, as a nation, we had to confront borrowing of the past that was not necessarily used for the benefit of the people and pay for it from today's earnings. We will never make that mistake again.
However, he added that while the negative indicators are trending down, there's a lot more work to be done.
We still have a long way to go. But you know what? We are on the right path. We are on the right track. All the arrows are pointing in the right direction. Our interest rates are down. Our inflation rate is down. Our exchange rate is flexible, but it is finding its band of stability. Crime, yes, crime is trending downwards. Unemployment.
Mr. Holness, who is in Washington, D.C. for the IMF Summit on Global Climate Resilience, also met with U.S. Vice President Mike Pence and other members of the U.S. government. The Prime Minister is on a 3-country working trip, which sees the next stop being Buenos Aires in Argentina for the G20 Leaders Summit, then to Trinidad for a CSME special meeting. For BATV News, I'm Jamila Maitland.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Andrew Holness and U.S. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin signed an energy framework today. The deal is aimed at fostering cooperation on energy and infrastructure investment in Jamaica. The framework is part of a U.S. initiative called The Americas Grow. Under the initiative, the two countries will cooperate to further diversify Jamaica's sources of energy to power the country's economic growth, integrate cleaner energy sources, including natural gas and renewable energy, accelerate Jamaica's adoption of innovative power technologies, including renewables and related micro, mini-grid, and battery storage systems. The partnership will also seek to increase Jamaica's energy resilience through energy source integration while enhancing the reliability, resilience, and efficiency of the island's national energy systems. Motorists will be paying less at the pumps come tomorrow. 87-octane gasoline goes down $3.04 per liter to be sold for $125.68 per liter. 90-octane gasoline will also go down $3.04 per liter to be sold for $128.51 per liter. Meanwhile, automotive diesel oil will be sold for $3.49 less per liter. It will go for $133.98 per liter, while ultra-low sulfur diesel will go down by $3.06 to be sold for $138.48 per liter. Kerosene goes down $3.14 to be sold for $113.04 per liter. Propane LPG will see a decrease of $1.98 to be sold for $47.07 per liter, while butane will decrease by $2.34 per liter to be sold for $52.39 per liter. Stay with us. Regional and international stories are up next. Welcome back. Time now for regional and international news. Doctors in the Bahamas walked off the job yesterday. The doctors say they've had enough. Our News' Jared Higgs has the details.
As of today, there are going to be industrial actions, and the public just needs to understand. We hope that they are going to be on our side. We are going to continue to ensure that no one's life is at risk. It has to be a life and death situation, however.
It wasn't long after that announcement was made by Consultant Physician Staff Association President Dr. Loxmi Monroe that the PHA released a statement announcing that it activated its Emergency Operations Center. In addition, the statement announces the cancellation of all outpatient specialty clinics, inclusive of medical, surgical, dental, ENT, eye clinic, and family medicine clinics, until further notice. The announcement by the PHA followed another round of failed negotiations with the CPSA, who say 10 years without a salary increase and the lack of health insurance are simply too much for the senior doctors to bear. The PHA statement also announces that elective surgeries, such as hip replacements, cataracts extraction, and ligament repairs, have also been cancelled until further notice, while all dialysis and chemotherapy treatments will continue to be carried out as usual.
Primarily, all of the elective procedures, those will be the first to go off the book as far as provision of service. Emergency services shall be covered in one way or the other.
Just last week, the CPSA and PHA appeared to be closing in on an agreement that would resolve a dispute surrounding the salaries of senior physicians. According to the CPSA's president, a counter-proposal advanced by the PHA fell short by only settling a deficit of funds owed to senior doctors and failed to adequately increase their base pay. Monroe also acknowledged that it would be unusual for doctors to engage in industrial action and had this response when asked what the action would entail.
You can go slow, you can work the rule, you have sick days that you can call for. Persons can go on leave if they so desire. Okay. But in other words, the services are not going to be pushed in the same manner that they've always been pushed by this profession.
In recent months, senior physicians, junior doctors, and nurses have voiced their concerns surrounding various issues. In September, junior doctors called the PHA out for failing, among other things, to provide maternity benefits for doctors. Prior to addressing the media, senior and junior physicians filled a room in the hospital's library, hashing out their path forward.
There are 3 unions or 3 organizations that work under the Public Hospitals Authority that have either gotten approval for strike action or are in the process of seeking that. That in itself, I think, speaks volumes. We all face a common obstacle in trying to get administration to understand that their employees are not indentured servants, but we are partners in health care.
Reporting for our news, I'm Jared Higgs.
Court St. Lucia is launching an investigation into a video making the rounds on social media, alleging that the major retail chain engaged in misleading pricing for Black Friday. Here's more.
Amid the Black Friday shopping rush on November 23rd, one sticker-shock shopper spotted a concerning find at the Court's Marisol megastore in Grosley.
And they're stating to people that they're getting 20% off. So I was actually in here taking a look at washing machines earlier this week. And the prices I'm seeing now are not the prices that were there earlier this week. So I decided to make a video.
That video is now viral on social media. The Black Friday prices, according to what our vigilant shopper discovered, appeared to be more expensive than the regular rates displayed days before the sale.
And this is what I found. Current price, last week's price. It was still under the template. They simply added a new sticker on top.
Our vigilant shopper was comparing the before and after Black Friday prices on washing machines.
Current price, last week's price.
Based on the controversial video, at least 3 items had 2 different prices. That price difference in some instances would have cost Court's shoppers up to EC $700 more on Black Friday.
And of course, nobody's paying attention to anything I'm doing because the store's packed.
Well, the regional furniture and appliance giant did take notice. In a November 27th statement posted on their Facebook page, Quartz said it spent, quote, 2 days investigating what led to the disparity, end quote. A concerned Quartz further added, quote, Unicoma and all its subsidiaries have always been above board with the way we conduct business. We take pride in offering the best service to our customers and apologize unreservedly to those who may have received misinformation, end quote. Without providing details, the company vowed to take, quote, necessary steps to provide the appropriate redress to the customers affected, end quote. All thanks to one vigilant shopper with a cell phone. Rihani Isidore, HDS News Force.
Emmanuel Macron's highly anticipated speech on transitioning his country's energy mix was always going to be a delicate balancing act. But in striking a conciliatory tone, the French president hardly appears to have enchanted anyone. More in this report.
Inaugurating France's High Council for Climate in a delicate social context. As protests over rising fuel prices continue to sweep through France, Emmanuel Macron said there was no turning back on the country's energy commitments.
We need to leave behind what we call fossil fuel. In 30 years' time, in one generation, we must go from a France where 75% of consumed energy comes from fossil fuels, meaning coal, petrol and natural gas, to a France where by 2050, energy production and consumption will be completely carbon-free.
In an hour-long speech, the French president detailed his government's strategy to move towards renewable energy. He announced several measures, including setting up financial incentives for those who want to buy electric cars, investing in geothermal heating and biogas, and closing all of the country's coal plants by 2022. An ambitious plan that Macron said will likely extend France's reliance on nuclear energy. The president, who had previously pledged to reduce France's share of nuclear power to 50% by 2025, has now pushed the deadline back by 10 years.
We have to stop saying that we need to close nuclear power plants to make room for renewable energy. It's simply not true. Nuclear power today allows us to benefit from carbon-free and cheap energy. That's the reality.
Macron also insisted on the need to develop a common European energy strategy in order to better compete with foreign technological innovations and to make sure that everyone does their part.
Stay with us. Talking Stocks comes up next. Welcome back. Time now for Talking Stocks. 51 stocks traded today, of which 27 advanced, 17 declined, and 7 traded firm. The main JC index advanced by over 10,000 points to close at over 381,000 points. The junior index declined by 8 points to close at 3,178 points. Over 64 million units traded today, valued at more than $144 million on the Jamaican dollar market, but no units traded on the US dollar market. 1834 Investments, with a little over 59 million units trading, accounted for 90% of market volume. Diamond Trade in 2021 preference shares with 2.2 million units trading was second, and Wesinco Group ordinary shares with a little over 1.5 million units trading was third, accounting for 2% of the market volume which crossed the floor. The main advancers were Salada Foods, up $4 to close at $25.50, followed by Key Insurance Company ordinary shares up 55 cents to close at $4, and the Siboney Group up a cent to close at 15 cents. The main decliners were Blue Power Group, down 44 cents to close at $5.01, followed by Jetcon, down 28 cents to close at $3.50, and General Accidents, down 25 cents to close at $3.25. In foreign exchange trading, the Jamaican lost to the US and Canadian dollar but gained on the British pound today. The US dollar ended the day selling for $127.34, gaining 9 cents on the Jamaican dollar. The Canadian dollar ended the day selling for $96.34, an average of 4 cents gain on the Jamaican, while the British pound lost 29 cents to the Jamaican, ending the day selling at $162.63. And that's the news, but before we go, a recap of our top story. The governments of Antigua and Barbuda and Guyana are raising concerns about Scotiabank's decision to close operations in their countries. Thanks for watching. For more content, please go visit our website at batvja.com. I'm Kenil Gale. Pleasant viewing.